so bold, their spirit strong, their stories told. A sun-kissed island, a pirate's dream, a hidden treasure of golden gleam. TreasureFam, united as one, a quest for treasure until it's done. We'll journey through the unknown lands and find the treasure in our hands. High and valleys deep, we'll follow clues, no time to sleep. With every step our hope grows strong, we'll find the treasure where it belongs. TreasureFam, united as one, a quest for treasure until it's done. We'll journey through the unknown lands and find the treasure in our hands. We stumbled upon it, a hidden prize, a secret uncovered beneath our eyes. Our hearts filled with joy and pride. TreasureFam's quest has been satisfied. TreasureFam, united as one, a quest for treasure until it's done. We'll journey through the unknown lands and find the treasure in our hands.
All right, there's another song I wrote, Jim. We got Ray Russo in the house. We got our in-house re-owned geologist. We got Mr. Gold Eagle, and over there in the corner, the Canadian himself, 403 Prospector.
Good evening.
How's it going, Ray?
All right, going good, going good. How about everybody else tonight? Another fabulous Tuesday, right?
Another Tuesday. Yeah. Thanks for coming up, man. We appreciate it.
Sure, sure.
So I'm going to put you on the big screen.
I enjoyed you guys' show last Tuesday with Todd Hoffman. I was actually kind of re-watching bits and pieces of it this morning.
Oh,
nice.
Right,
yeah,
glad you like that.
Yeah, he's a real interesting fellow to talk to.
You know, the producer, ironically enough, the producer that we had in Greenland for Frozen Gold was Todd Hoffman's original producer that he had during the original days of the very first Gold Rush days.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
They're at Parker Snobel's mine.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah, the producer's guy's name is Sam Brown.
Oh, yeah.
So Sam Brown was the original producer that Todd Hoffman, the first producer Todd Hoffman ever got a chance to work with.
Nice.
Huh.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of a unique deal.
Absolutely. How was your experience in Greenland?
I really enjoyed it. I mean, I've been in Southeast Alaska pretty much all my adult life, and here we deal with a lot of Southeast Alaska native folks, and in Greenland it's pretty much all Inuit people. So, and the actual latitude of the Earth is almost identical too.
Okay.
They're pretty much at 60 parallel, and we're at 58. So it's not that big of a difference, though it did surprise me there's no trees.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the only trees that are there were actually imported by U.S. airmen during World War II.
Okay.
Wow.
That city that we first landed in, that we got stuck in the COVID trap, that was actually one of those chain link armored runways for the B-52s and everything back in World War II.
Wow.
And that was kind of a stopping and gassing point, to get a lot of the aircraft, from Bangor, Maine, basically, to the south tip of the Sarsak, Greenland, and then over into the war campaign.
UK or Europe, yeah.
So a lot of the airmen got sick and tired of having no trees, so they started bringing trees over with them.
Nice.
Really?
IDB.
Wow. Yeah. So for some context for some people, Ray is from a TV show called Frozen Gold That is on the Weather Channel, right, Ray?
Yeah, that's actually the fourth time I'd been on television.
The fourth time. Oh, wow.
It was actually the fourth time I'd been on television. But that was also the very biggest role that I'd been on television. I mean,
Yeah.
I really did not know. I did not know going into it that they were going to pretty much make me the leader of the show. I didn't know that going into it.
Well, looking at it, I guess one of the first questions I have is I've never been out of the United States. So what was it like to step out into an uncharted territory? I'm guessing this is your first time being there. You said you'd met a lot of Inuit people. Was food different? Was like different things like that? The adjustments, I guess. How was that?
There's a lot of adjustments. There was, I mean, and that's part of the reasons why we really weren't as successful as what I had hoped to be. The infrastructure in South Greenland is not near what I'd have right here in Juneau. Something as simple as a round nose shovel. You can't get around no shovel in Greenland.
Wow.
Every shovel you find is a square nose shovel.
Really?
Let's see. We could not find for nothing any of the hard flex pipe, like Tiger Flex pipe for your intake into your pump.
Yeah.
I could find lay flat from. I probably could find enough lay flat from here to Seattle in Greenland. But I could not find a 2-foot stick of hard flex.
Wow.
Did they just know of that stuff, or is it just
no use for it?
No demand for it there, I guess.
No real use for it, I guess.
Yeah.
Hi, Mary.
And food-wise, yeah, there's a big difference in food.
Yeah.
In Greenland's food is primarily meat. If it swims, flies, farts, if it's moved, they're going to kill it and they're going to eat it.
Jeez, I'm not going there because I do all of that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of sheep farms, and I don't care for sheep. I don't care for mutton. I don't care for mutton one bit. But they also have reindeer farms, and I enjoyed the reindeer a lot.
Is that because you look like Santa Claus?
Yeah, that was my next question. So Santa, and you're almost at the North Pole. So Santa, how's the weather up there right now?
We're coming into snow season, okay? We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I do got a cute story about being Santa. The little children in that little tiny town that we'd go to every Sunday, that town of 𝕉𝕗𝕉, they had little tiny children there. They couldn't speak no English, but by golly, they could peek around the corner and look at me and they go, ho, 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 and then turn around and run.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Most of the Inuit natives and everything there, they don't grow facial hair. It's the same way with right here in Southeast Alaska. They just can't really grow facial hair.
It's an Asian thing, yeah.
So with me showing up with a big full white beard, I was a target.
And you definitely do. We got some beard envy going on, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
What do you think was so you've been doing this for years, beyond the TV show, beyond all that, it wasn't your first time in the creek. So where would be your favorite place that you have prospected and mined? What's an area was your favorite place? Or what is your favorite place? We don't need coordinates on here. You can give them to those in private chat.
Right.
If you want to send that to me.
Boy, that's hard. That's a hard one to say because everywhere I've ever gone to look for gold, if I found gold, that's my new favorite spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hear you.
With the exception of Greenland. There's no reason in the world for me to go back to Greenland. with the exception of to go back and visit the actual claim owner. Because the claim owner that I met there, that Alex guy, and all of his friends, his circle of family, I would dearly love to go back and visit him again. But I wouldn't be going back there for gold.
That's what I was telling the guys before you came on. The whole concept of trying to find gold in a recently glaciated valley like that is, it's like, why?
Well,
unless you had massive equipment and you were willing to move the entire valley,
Right.
through a plant.
And then he didn't quite have all the permits done. He kind of had a big bullshit story to the people in London, England, that produced the show.
Raw TV.
Yeah. No, it wasn't Raw TV. No,
Nope.
this was I can't even think of the name of it. It's some off-breed production company that deals with a lot of reality TV shows in England.
Oh yeah.
The gold is there, and Alexander has worked in a gold mine. They've got a fairly substantial gold mine very near that site.
Yeah, isn't it a hard rock mine though?
It's a hard rock mine. See, that's just it.
Yeah.
If you was to compare their gold to Juno's gold, it's very similar.
Mhm.
It's stringer gold. It's all just locked into, it's dang near microscopic gold.
Yeah.
All right, so we got our first question for you. Are there lots of rubies in Greenland?
Near the capital city, which was halfway up the island, just about. We're at the very south tip of Greenland, and halfway up the Canadian side of Greenland is the capital of Greenland, and it's called Nuuk, N-U-U-K. There's a substantial ruby deposits.
Okay.
Did you ever go on a ruby hunt?
We end up sending, or the production crew end up sending Ellie to go there.
I was going to say,
And
nobody's favorite geologist ever went to look
And-
for rubies.
What really sucked is that guy conned her bad. He screwed her bad. They end up walking straight up this mountain. I mean, it's a hell of a hike right up a mountain.
Yeah.
And they got up to the top, and it was snowing and raining and just howling. And they dug their ass off, chipping rocks and everything else. Brought them down, and he got down to the thing and looked at him, like, nope, you can't have none. These are mine.
Yeah. Didn't even give her one piece on the. That's what I saw.
Nope. He screwed. And that wasn't honest to God. That wasn't even the that Q lady. She's actually got her own YouTube channel. She's actually a bigwig in Greenland, in the division of mining and everything else. Even she got mad at the guy.
Wow.
Because, I mean, that kind of was, there was kind of an understanding that, you're going to get to be on TV, but you got to give up some rubies.
Yeah.
And he reneged on the deal.
Totally.
Wow.
So
What is started Stalka? Yeah.
another question.
How long did you actually spend in Greenland there?
3 months.
3 months.
3 months. 3 months. 3 months. And unfortunately, it took pretty much 2.5 months, about 2.5 months to build the camp
Yeah.
and to build all the equipment and try to find enough stuff to finally start going mining.
Wow.
So were they looking at it being more than one, like a longer run show?
That's what they were looking at. Originally, that's what they were looking at. Yes, they were thinking it was going to, be a couple of seasons long.
Yeah.
So we built the camp good enough to house one sound guy, 2 producers, a tech, a video tech, and 2 camera guys, and a safety guy. So 7 people alone in just the production crew.
Yeah.
And then you got the 6 of us American miners in the show. And then you had Alexander, and his 2 to 3 guys that he had working for him. So that's a camp of, let's see, 7 and 6 is 13, and 4 more is 17 people. There's a pretty big camp.
Who's at the camp?
Bacchus wants to know who's at the camp now.
The polar bears.
He sold them.
No.
See, now they're used to actually doing this too, from what I'm to understand. Those tents that we put up and put on the pallets and kind of nailed the pallets all together, they build them in such a way that there's actually rope stringers through them. And they put these rope stringers through them, and they come in with helicopters and grab the whole tent and move the whole tent right up on top of the mountains and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We've done the same thing.
When you're
So,
on a like a production site like that, when you're actually filming the show, when you're into the 3rd or 4th episode or whatever, are they constantly filming you? Or they constantly have a camera in your face? They constantly following you all around everything you do 24/7?
Yep.
Really?
And the real killer, I didn't really worry about the camera so much, because the camera guys are sneaky. I mean, the camera guys are sneaky, and you don't really notice them as much. I mean, you do, but you don't. But the thing that you got to watch for is the guy with the microphone. That sound guy is in charge of he can either throw you under the bus or he can save you.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, he's very picky about that. He will stop the production. He'll stop everybody. Nope, I can't hear it.
So did you have lavalier mics, or did you have boom mics, or
both? But mainly the lavalier mics that are inside your shirt.
Yep.
And the sound guy is actually one of the bigger pain in the asses. The sound guy is probably the biggest pain in the ass.
They actually mounted mine to my hat because they were saying no matter what I did, if I moved, my shirt was making it make some crunchy sounds. So they attached it to my hat, ran the cord around my hat, and like did a paper clip thing on it. It worked.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mike, somebody says Mike's hid in the outhouse.
Nobody really wanted to go to the outhouse after I went there.
So out of all the people that you dealt with up there, did you make a lot of new friendships? That's something that we've found where we go to different places. We meet a lot of people, and we may not get the gold that we want, or we may not get the stuff that we want, but we meet a lot of amazing people along the way on the journey. Sometimes the people are the only treasure you got.
I would say on that trip itself was probably the favorite people I met was Alexander, and his cousin. Oh hell no! I called him TikTok. I never could pronounce his name as Chicklack or something like that. I called him TikTok. TikTok and Alexander, they became my really good friends. The cook saved my butt, or saved everybody's butt, because he even hid coffee just so he made certain that I had coffee.
Nice.
Because a couple of times we were running out of coffee, and that guy always had enough coffee that I had coffee. So
Nice.
the
Cook's
cook
the best
guy
person in camp, man.
Yeah,
They're usually the highest paid in camp too. It's scary.
And then
real good cooks get paid.
and then the 2 producers, or the 3 producers, 4 producers. Actually, I ended up going through 4 producers. I enjoyed the producer people. I really did enjoy the producer people. Sam Brown. Sam Brown, I liked him. I still do like him, but he's a troublemaker. And it's not somebody I damn sure wouldn't want him dating my daughter. I mean, in no way, shape, or form. I don't even want him around my granddaughter.
Oh no.
but a great guy. And he's a go-getter.
Don't beat around the bush, Ray. Tell us what you really think.
And then come to find out the lady Georgia, the Georgia lady gal, she actually came here to Juneau just this last summer with a whole different crew. And I got to do a little gold show with her. She brought some Arab feller that's from BBC, and I took him out panning. So that was kind of interesting that, I've stayed in touch with pretty much every one of the producer people.
Oh, really?
Right. And the other aspect of it is we do 2-week camps, 11, 12 days when we do our trips. We have the spring dirt fling where we have a bunch of people come. Even in 2 weeks, people start to wear on that nerve. Just being around the same people constantly and day in and day out, people can drive you nuts. What was your experience being trapped in the middle of nowhere? Because you couldn't leave. I mean, it's not like you can just say, all right, screw you guys, I'm going home. You were there. So did you have a lot of situations where people drove you batshit?
Okay,
I can take my headset off right now because I know the answer.
Right off the bat, I knew I was going to have problems with Eric on that TV show. I knew it. We were in Iceland. We actually flew from Seattle, Washington. He was on the same airplane as I was in Seattle, Washington. And it was a solid flight from Seattle all the way to Reykjavik, Iceland.
Wow.
And 11-hour flight. When he got off that airplane, he was literally ready to turn around and get back on the airplane and go back home. Right then and there. And he was losing it already. I mean, he was the reality of him going to be on TV and all that. He thought it was fine when he's in the States, but when it actually hit him in the ass, it freaked him out.
Psyched him out.
Thank Christ he didn't come down to me in Africa or something.
And then just dealing with I had a hard time dealing with the twins too. I mean, bless their soul, they were there for everybody was there for somebody else picked them.
That's fair.
Oh, so you didn't get to choose the people? You didn't have any. You were just said, all right, you're going on with these people. Did you get to meet beforehand, or no? You just met in Greenland on site. Like, hey, this is Ray. This is the twins. This is Ellie, Eric.
They did give us an interview like 2 days before we got on the airplane. They didn't want me to know who the claim owner was, but I was pretty sneaky about that. I started doing a lot of research. I researched Greenland for, I would say, almost 8 months. I was actually working with the TV crew or the TV company to find out where in Greenland there was gold.
Mm-hmm.
And I researched Greenland pretty hard. I spent 8 months sitting there with Greenland's mineral maps and then Google Earth, and I did a lot of research, and somehow or another, because of my YouTube page and Gold Hog, I ended up figuring out who the claim owner was.
Okay.
Because the claim owner was actually wanting to get Gold Hog mats to try to get the fine gold that he barely started finding in that site. So as it turned out, he was actually a YouTube fan of mine.
Okay.
How did the production company actually come across you? What brought you to their attention?
My YouTube page.
What's that?
My YouTube page.
Oh, yeah.
My YouTube page.
Really?
I mean, I could share screens and show you guys there are two main videos that got me going pretty big. But they're on my YouTube page. I'd have to share screen and show you the two main videos.
You can if you'd like to.
Well, we can encourage everybody in the chat to go over there and visit your YouTube.
Jacko's here.
Yep. What's up, Mr. Gold-Painted Dutchy Jacko, coming in all the way from Amsterdam at 3:30 in the morning just to see Ray.
Hey,
I
Dutchy,
lost
how are you?
service.
Yeah, all of that
Go,
from
Dutchy.
YouTube. I'm surprised, that
I lost service.
they're out there actually looking at YouTube pages to find people to put in these reality shows.
Yep.
That's how YouTube is how they found every single one of the cast members that they picked for that show.
Yeah.
Wow.
YouTube is how they found it. They found Ellie on YouTube. They found Christian, because he does those river rafting and he does gold panning with all his clients going up and down the rivers there in California. They found the Ayou twins, because they had their YouTube page and they're doing their songs and singing and also getting out there and gold panning in different creeks and stuff and metal detecting. And I don't know, I've never seen Eric's YouTube page, but supposedly he had one too, but I never seen it.
You were saying before that you've done other productions or other TV shows. Was that prior to the Greenland show, or?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What were they about?
Gold, mainly gold right here in Juneau. Gold right here in Juneau. Because Juneau, Alaska, it's a unique town. I don't know if you really are familiar with Juneau, Alaska, but Juneau, Alaska is Alaska's capital city, but it's also the only capital in America where you cannot drive to it.
Yeah.
We are surrounded by water. There's no roads in or out of Juneau. And at one time in the late 1800s, beginning 1900s, Juneau, Alaska was the third largest low-grade ore gold mine in all of America. They produced something like 186,000 tons of gold in all the years that they were running the mines here in Juneau.
Wow.
There's over 400 miles of mines in this whole town everywhere. And I'd say we probably have, I think Juneau's Hidden Histories found 52 different adits around the whole borough.
Yeah. Guys have been tunneling into the side of the hills.
And right here within the borough, we actually have two active mines going right now. Prince of Wales Island, or not Prince of Wales, but Admiralty Island, which is, you can see right from my body shop. It's got the Greens Creek mine. And then if you drive all the way out the end of the road going north and look across the bay, that's where you got the Kensington gold mine.
Okay.
So we have two different mines. So if a person's a professional miner and you got the MSHA class, hey, you can get a job, you come to Juneau. Especially if you're a bolter or a mucker or, whatever. If you know anything about being underground.
I know that I don't like it.
It gets, what got to me? I worked underground for almost 3 years. After my dad passed away, I quit body work for just a tiny while. And I got a job underground. And I was underground backfill. That's basically the entry-level position. The thing I didn't like about it was the transport. We had to be on that boat. That boat left at 5 o'clock in the morning. If you missed that boat 3 times in 1 year, you're fired.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
You missed that boat 3 times in 1 year, you're fired.
get on that boat, right?
They didn't pick no bones about it.
Just means you can't have too many beers the night before. That's all.
That's right. Well, and plus, not that it really matters much, but there's also drug testing, and it's a very professional operation.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Because when you're underground, you don't want a bunch of stoned out freaks anyway.
No.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Mine haul equipment. You know, they always say beware the bite, because every one of those machines are articulated machines.
That's right. Yeah, the pinch point. Yeah.
You know, you got to beware the bite at all times. And then the other thing about being underground, you always have to remember, is it's 4680 power. It's 4680 power. If there's something really bad wrong with a sump and you don't lock it out before you grab it, you could get the living shit shocked out of you.
Yeah. That's the funny thing about, like I say, because I'm the opposite to you, Ray. You could put me 1.5 miles underground, and them rocks under all that strain and everything, they could be popping and hissing and spitting at me and popping little rocks off and hit me in the head, you know, and I'll be down there, and brother, I will work down there my whole shift, and I'm happy as a little clam. But
I didn't mind
come
it.
up on the surface, and if you show me, my wife says, Jimmy, I need you to fix this lamp. And she shows me 2 electrical wires that have 110 volts flowing through them. I scream like a little girl and I run away. I just can't. I can't stand that. You know, like I am afraid of shit as of electricity, but I could work down
That's the
there.
only thing that scared me underground. The only thing that kind of scared me that I didn't like doing. I don't mind the power. I didn't mind the darkness.
Yeah.
But what I didn't care for is I did not care for scaling rock.
Oh, well, you got that's.
I didn't like scaling rock. I mean,
that's part of life, man. You got to, you got to do it. Yeah.
I went down. We were down there at the bottom and getting ready to backfill an area. It had been wet for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They sent me down there for the first run, and there was a pillar. There was a pillar, and it looked loose.
Yeah.
And I got out a scaling bar and I started poking at it, and it got a lot looser. It's like, and I did. I went ahead and knocked it down, but it almost literally blocked off the entire drift.
Yeah.
It almost blocked off the drift, and it scared the hell out of me.
That's better than it falling on your head, partner.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, and then while we were there, Red Pants, he's a really old bolter. Is, you know, go in there with the jumbo drill and jumboing and bolting everything up.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the way they do it in Greens Creek Mine is they'll go in there, they'll punch their initial drift, and then they go. Let's see, how's it go? They go down 45, and then pour it out.
Yeah.
And then you go in there and you backfill it in.
Yeah.
And then you go in there and you go down again.
Okay.
Pretty soon,
underhand cut and fill.
And it's a corkscrew going down.
Yeah.
So the level 20 at one point, they'd poured all the way down to the bottom of that one.
Sure.
And then it was going from the 20 up to the 45 on that.
Yes.
So there was only a small band.
That's right.
And they had and that old Red Pants was in there.
A sill.
And fortunately, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
He was trying to bolt it into the concrete, and he started seeing it dribbling. And he drilled a little bit more, and he seen it dribble some more, and he shut it down and just ran for as fast as he could.
Yeah.
And that whole back of that silver lead ore.
Yeah. Come right down.
Crushed that jumbo, that brand spanking new jumbo. It crushed it right down to
As the boys who had taken the last undercut were drilling down holes when they should have been drilling flats. Yeah. And so there wasn't the space left in the sill. No, I understand exactly where you're coming from. Yeah, I had one where a similar one, except it was the opposite. We were underneath, and the guys were bolting, and this was fresh workings, and the guys were bolting up onto, well, I guess it was similar to what you were doing, but this was stuff that they had done about 10, 15 years ago. And we were and the guy says, Jim, he says, I drove 6 feet and I'm free.
It hollowed out.
And I'm like, whoa, stop. You know, let me see this again. And like we hit it with the scaling bar and it sounds solid. It's like ding, 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 you know. But then you run up with the stoper and you get 4.5 feet into it or 5 feet into it. And all of a sudden she starts shaking because it's in broken ground. And then the leg, it just, and I'm like, guys, just let's GTFO, man. This is double plus not good. And we got the fuck out of there. And they finally sent the engineers in and surveyors, and they opened up this whole new area, the old workings, and ventilated, and they went in, and they figured that there was just about 5.5 feet of sill, and we were trying to drive bolts into 5.5 feet of rock.
Yeah.
And all we had to do was peel down a piece of that and a 5.5 foot rock and fall on the miner, and he'd be, not good.
So we got another question for you. What is the biggest nugget you found, and what's your favorite way to prospect or process?
My biggest nugget I found was actually up there at Parker Snobel's mine, the Big Nugget mine. My brother worked for Parker's dad for 7 years. He worked for Southeast Road Builders. And during his birthday, I had made him an otter skin hat, and I took it up to him for his birthday. And Parker's brother, Patience Snobel, gave Robert the key. He said, well, go up there and go play. And I found, actually, I think I've got it right here. Nope, that's not it. I found, biggest piece I found. This one right here.
That looks like a tray of goodies. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Nice.
I found those up there at the Big Nugget
There you
mine.
go.
That's very cool.
And for equipment wise, what do you use?
My favorite way of doing it so far is just like what I've been doing out there on the beach. Just running a dredge. Just running, long arming a dredge.
What size dredge are you using?
I could go up to 6 inch, but I'm probably going to redesign mine to actually run twin 3s.
Okay. Yeah, Joe got to experience dredging this past spring. He was on a 4-inch. He's a Navy guy. He did not want to get out of the water, and he did not want to let go of this dredge nozzle. He was in it.
I was having fun with that thing.
It was an amazing trip.
That was a workout, man, working with that 4-inch dredge. That was.
Oh, yeah.
My brother actually bought this one from Parker Snobel.
Well, that's a nice one.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
boy,
What's in it yet?
Come on,
Dirty.
focus. Come on. I got it.
Now put your hand in the way. There.
You gotta put it in your hand, it'll focus on it.
Yeah.
It should. Nice little specimen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah, he bought that from Parker's Novel.
Right on. There it is. Now it's in focus. Wow. That's a beauty.
And then he gave it to me for my 60th birthday.
Nice.
We've got all kinds of gold over there. Very nice.
I gave away a lot of gold, but I've sold a lot of gold too.
Yeah.
I've sold a lot of gold.
What do you consider to be a successful day out on the dredge? What's your low where you're like, okay, I'm done with this shit spot, or I need to adjust what I'm looking at versus, okay, obviously we know if you get giant numbers, you ain't moving. But what's your low, and then what's a good day?
Well, see, I cheat in a lot of ways. I'm cheating. I'm actually running sand, which is actually mine tailings. And then since Juneau is actually a low grade ore deposit, they would grind up the rock, and then, the free gold would get captured. They were pretty good at capturing the free gold. But out with the tailings, there's a ton of chalcopyrites, or different kinds of pyrites. The galena pyrites, I don't know exactly what you call a galena pyrite.
Yeah, galena is a pyrite. Yeah, galena.
Galena is a pyrite. It's a silver pyrite or a lead pyrite. Right?
Lead, yeah.
Well, see, our material runs The gold runs with silver, lead, zinc, and pyrites. You know, that's what the gold is running with. You know, that's what it's veining with. Well, they shipped all those tons and tons and tons and tons. I mean, hundreds of thousands of metric tons of tailings out in the salt water. Well, salt water is a chemical which will break down pyrites. And as the pyrite breaks down, it's releasing 100 and 200 mesh gold.
Yes.
So what I'm doing is I'm sucking sand.
Okay.
All I'm doing is sucking sand and then trying to capture.
No, you like beach combing, or you just right on the edge, or even the deep?
Super fine.
It's super fine gold. I mean, it's super ultra. It's 100 and 200 mesh.
Yeah, some tiny stuff.
Yeah. And basically, the beach that gets exposed at 11 feet. You also got Dennis Dayton learned this one the hard way. Tides move a lot up here. It'll go from -4 all the way up to 20 feet. And it'll do it in 5 hours.
Wow.
Wow.
So until that tide goes all the way down to 11 feet, the beach is not exposed. And then it goes from 11 feet all the way down to 0 or minus. And then it comes back, and then once it goes past 11, it's buried again. That's where the gold is at.
Okay.
So you're only going to get about a 5-hour day. And my average out there is about 4 grams.
4 grams a day.
So you're getting, a gram an hour.
That's not bad at all.
About that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it ends up being a 10-hour day.
Sure.
By the time you get your dredge ready, get your sandwiches made, get your coffee made, get it all loaded up, go downtown, launch it like a boat, whatever, launching it like you're going fishing, get it to the site, wait for it to go down, do your dredging, and then get it all loaded back up onto your boat trailer, take it all the way back home, pull your mats, clean your mats, then process your mats through your gold cube or your multi-flute, and then pan your concentrates.
It's a full
It's a
day.
10-hour day.
Yeah.
All for 4 grams.
Do you
So
have
you gotta be
the
dedicated.
how often do the tides swing? Do you have your
Twice
window
in
of opportunity come at
24 hours.
midnight?
Twice in 24 hours.
Is it consistent, or does it like shift?
Fluctuate.
It fluctuates. It fluctuates all the time. See, that's the other thing about this beach is you really ain't going to get to do it year round. Like anytime there's a north wind, you ain't getting out on that beach because the waves are going to be pounding right into you. They're going to smash you all day long. And then sometimes the tide is just at the wrong position where it's just too dark. You're not going to be out there doing it in the middle of the night, or I'm not going to do it in the middle of the night.
So Ray, how did you get into prospecting?
My brother's hat.
Your
When I built my brother that hat, and I went up there and I got stole some of Parker's gold. Actually, I had learned about gold panning from my grandmother when I was only like 10 years old.
Oh,
My mom's mom, she lived there in near Quincy, California.
Oh, wow.
And there was a creek right there by her property, and we went gold panning when I was just a little kid.
Nice.
That's probably the first time I ever went gold panning.
So other than finding nuggets, what is the strangest thing that you've ever found?
Whiskey bottle.
A whiskey bottle?
Yeah, I was way down there too in the sand. I probably dug maybe a 10-foot hole, 15-foot hole, and out popped the whiskey bottle.
Really?
There you go.
Out there in the tailings, 10 feet down, out popped the whiskey bottle.
No, an old bottle or
Well, it's 1800s.
1800? So a
Yeah.
nice old bottle.
It was a nice old bottle.
Wow,
If you could one of the questions we ask everybody, anywhere in the world, doesn't matter, regulations, rules aside, anywhere in the world, if you could take your dredge or your equipment, where would you go?
Oh, I probably wouldn't mind. I probably wouldn't mind going to Africa.
Africa?
Oh,
yeah. What is it? Guyana in Africa?
Yeah, well,
That where
Ghana.
Ghana. That's where that really muddy water is.
Ghana.
They've got really, really muddy water, but there's a lot of gold there.
All of Africa. I spent 5 years in Africa, Ray. It's all really muddy water. But Ghana, Ghana's got placer gold. Just north of there, Burkina Faso's got lots of placer gold.
I was just reading the other day that Africa has one of the richest gold fields on Earth. They produce more of the world's gold than any other place on Earth.
South Africa. That doesn't include like the Tarkwa and the green stone belts up in the north. Like
I'd love to go try to hang out with those native folks. I'd like to go try their food. I mean,
Ghana's good, and they've got White Star beer, which the Belgians taught them how to make.
You bet your ass I'm gonna be drinking the beer because I ain't gonna drink the water.
No, don't drink the water. Just drink the beer. That's right.
Hell, I'm 60 years old. I don't trust a fart, let alone now, let alone.
Yeah.
I'd have to get me some of the Depends, and I'm no damn gonna well be tasting them things. That would be stinking.
Do you ever go metal detecting for nuggets? Since you're up in Alaska, you got chance.
I've never spent the money for a good metal detector. You know, because a good metal detector starts at what, $1,000?
Yeah.
Yep. The Gold Monster 1000 is 1,000, and then you get into the 6,000, the 7,000. Nocta just put one out. It's $32,850.
Yeah.
It digs the hole for you and pans it.
The problem I would have here in Juneau is, like I said, there's over 52 adits.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go in Juneau, Alaska, well, there's moss. The moss grows extremely fast. This is a rainforest. But there's dead metal everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
There's dead metal
you'd be digging bolts everywhere you went.
You got nuts and bolts and railroad ties and broken steam engines and broken, ball mills, stamp mills. I mean, everywhere you go around here, if you hike in the woods and look, especially if you got a metal detector, you're going to find remnants.
Okay. What you got any big plans coming up here for the near future for you? Any adventures you're looking at going to do coming up? Something you're planning on?
I'm crossing my fingers. I'm crossing my fingers that I'm going to retire next February from the body shop. Or at least I'm going to cut my hours in half at the body shop. And when I do, what I'm hoping is I want to build pretty much the exact same sluice box that I built in Greenland.
Okay.
Because I kind of designed that sluice box for right here in Juneau. I want to build that and put it on a new dredge, and I'd like to actually build it out of the pontoons out of HDPE pipe and put those round caps on it. But altogether, I'm probably looking at almost $15,000 to build that dredge.
Where you prospect for gold, is that your own claim or is that public access with the tides?
It's public. There's only one public beach, and now there's a big shitstorm hit that beach just recently. I don't know what the whole story is. I haven't gone down there and talked to the Department of Natural Resources yet, but now apparently they've got some new rules down there. I don't know how they shut it down or what, or if they can, but I just haven't gone through it. But I also have a possibility of, if that public beach got shut down, I probably have found access to a private claim.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
You know, and I'm going to set it up again to where I can just ride it out like a boat, do my mining, put it back on the trailer, and take it home every day.
So you're a gold hog guy.
You should talk to our buddy Stacy there.
That's what I was getting ready to hint at. So you're a gold hog guy. Legion sluice mat, silicone mats, our buddy 406. He has for the fine gold, it sticks to this silicone. It's amazing. Have you ever thought about venturing into the newer things, getting away from the miner's moss and the gold hog matting? Or
you want to hear a funny one? You know what I seen pretty much kicked Gold Hog's ass in a sense. I think it's just because he was running it, not me. But he ran his system and got more gold than I did. And he was using just indoor-outdoor carpeting. No ripples, no ramps, no nothing. Just a walk-on, wipe your feet carpet in the bottom of a flat plywood toolbox. And he kicked my ass.
Well, I'll tell you this. I've watched these guys using silicone down when I went down to North Carolina and met these guys this spring. And that stuff, that super, super fine stuff that you're talking about, sub 100 mesh kind of thing, that it sticks to it like glue. It's nuts.
I've seen piles of 300 mesh gold.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll stick to it.
You know, that's what we're dealing with here. I went into Gold Hog because Gold Hog did sponsor me. I mean, I bought a lot of Gold Hog. I did buy a lot of it too. But if he'd come out with a new mat, I got the chance to try the Gold Hog. That's kind of how I really started getting good and famous, was because of the Gold Hog matting.
Oh, yeah.
But it really disappointed me that Doc kind of got out of the business. His business is still running, but he's not doing no videos on it no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually had a piece of that silicone mat here. Actually, I think I've got a couple of them right now. Matter of fact, I think I've got one right here.
Of course, Ray's got some.
Good night, Bacchus.
Yeah. Right there. Right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Silicone mat. I've played with a lot of different stuff.
Well, that looks like silicone mixed with starch, something similar to Dream Mats.
No, this is actually a pure silicone.
Pure silicone? Nice.
It's a pure silicone mat. Pure silicone mat. I believe that was made by one of the guys that we have in Gold Prospector space, Darth Placer. He's out of Virginia. So he's the one that made that. Nice. It's either I got that from him or I got that from the FBI guy. Because the FBI guy also has a lot of that silicone stuff. I can't think of what his name is. I just nicknamed him the FBI guy for some reason. I think I was just drunk and being an asshole.
What's your most?
Go ahead.
What's your most favorite memory from Greenland?
You know, I never got to actually tell him when it happened. I didn't. I should have told the producer lady because it did happen. For months and months, I sat right here where I'm talking to you guys right now, Google earthing Greenland over and over and over and over and over. Where's the gold, Ray? Where's the gold? I mean, and I kind of had one spot that I thought for certain that's where the gold was going to be. And I actually only went on one long hike, and I was protesting it all the way because my hips just don't like hiking. But pretty soon I realized I was actually standing in the spot that I had looked at over and over and over and over. And everybody else had already walked way past me. So I just stopped and I was looking around like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm actually here.
Yeah.
This is the spot I've been staring at all these months.
Wow, hey.
Right
I
on.
mean, I was damn near in tears and happiness of, you know, because I was by myself, because everybody else, they were all young people, so they were, you know, Billy goating it right down the trail.
Yeah.
But I stayed back, and all of a sudden I realized where the hell I was. Like, oh my God, I'm actually here.
Yeah, because you look at it for months on end, right? And then you finally have trekked halfway across the world, basically,
Yep.
to see that.
And you can't help but obsess on it.
Yeah.
And I did. You know, I really, really, honest to God, did. And it was kind of a magical moment. That was probably the most magical moment. Well, the first day we were riding out there was pretty magical too, because we were hung chowed like a motherfucker. I was drunk. I was still damn near drunk from the night before. And it was foggy. I mean, foggy. You couldn't see shit. And here we are in a 20, I think it's a 26 or a 28 foot, kind of like an Avon boat. It's a big rubber balloon boat with a fiberglass bottom.
Yeah.
And a 300 horse 2-stroke Evinrude on the back. We were flying. I mean, just flying. This, you know, Alexander owned a boat, and he's a young guy, and he's been doing it all his life. He had that damn old 300 just a whine, and we were going across the water. You know, it's a long ass ride. We're going long boat rides, folks.
Yeah.
These were long boat rides. And all of a sudden, boy, he backed up the throttle, and what the hell? And I'm looking forward, and here's a massive, massive, massive iceberg right there.
Holy.
About got Titanic.
I don't know. Anyway, we went all the way around it, and he fired it back up again.
Wow. But
the icebergs there were just like, holy shit. That's a, you know, big as a building, 3-story building, 4-story building. Above the water. That don't count what's below the water.
exactly.
Right. The part you can't see.
Yeah.
That was pretty. That was probably my two most favorable moments there. Besides, actually, there's a third one. That first day, and another one on the first day. Here's Sam Brown, big pain in the ass producer. Love him dearly. Freaking pain in the ass. Alec, Christian, and myself, and of course the camera guy.
Yeah.
And the sound guy. But we walk up to the claim, and then we get, you know, past the camp and up onto the plateau and walked across the plateau, and we could look down into the valley where, you know, up on the one side is where the twins got obsessed and would never fucking move from it. And then I could see all those boulders, and then I could see the river. Like, okay, well, this is looking good. And then I went ahead and bailed off the edge of it. And as I was going down that moraine, it's a glacial moraine, is basically all it was. My boot kind of dug into a really red layer, you know, rusted out red layer. Like, I'm going to test that real quick with a gold pan. So, because I had a gold pan in my hand, I grabbed up a big old handful of that and threw it in my gold pan, walked down to the water, and I panned it. And I looked right at Sam Brown. I told him, we're screwed. Because, I mean, I knew in that pan that should have had the gold. And then I tried it right there beside the creek, and there wasn't no gold.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I found gold in that red layer, just one or two little tiny pieces, but there wasn't gold like I could have found right here in Juneau.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I looked at Sam Brown. I said, "We're screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got no gold here."
Yeah. That's too fresh.
I knew it on day one. I knew we were fucked.
Yeah, that whole place there, that's just too fresh. It hasn't had time to sort itself out.
Yeah.
What would you have done?
Peter,
What would you do differently if you have? Say you can go back. What would you do differently? Would you even attempt it?
I would have set that dredge up the way it was intended to, on float.
Yeah.
And I would have gone out into that salt water, because I did find out later on at the lower tides, I would start finding black sand channels.
Hmm.
And if I pan that black sand channels, I would start coming up with the 200 mesh gold, the 200 and 300 mesh gold. If I'd have done it differently, I'd have built that dredge the first day and got the floats built and had that standing in the water every day.
Mm-hmm.
Would have never set up a land operation.
Yeah.
Never set up a land operation.
Yep.
That would have been different. That would have been a game changer. I'd have came out of there with some gold in my pocket if I'd have done it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Alexander was just bound determined to run equipment, you know, and so was the TV crew. They were bound determined to run equipment and set up a grizzly. And
what was the throughput on that plant you had there, though? It wasn't that big, and you certainly didn't have the equipment to feed it.
I could burn almost 10 yards an hour.
Yeah. See,
I could burn 10 to 15 yards an hour, somewhere right around there. Ellie did a count for me one time. Ellie probably still has the numbers. And we actually got more than I thought. I was shooting for 5 to 10, and I think we went above 5 to 10 yards an hour.
yeah. Yeah.
You know, it was a slick little plant for what you had to work with, right? Because
Yeah.
you had to fly back to the capital to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, for the materials you had, you did really well.
It was really quite remote, too. I mean, it was a lot more remote than I kind of thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It was quite a bit more remote than I thought, because ℍ𝕠𝕠𝕕𝕚 is the largest city in South Greenland. That's where Alex is from. And we had to go from ℍ𝕠𝕠𝕠𝕗 to that little tiny town that we'd spend every Sunday, the ℊ𝕣𝕒𝕉. And then we'd have to go, it's about a 25-minute boat ride from ℊ𝕣𝕒𝕉 to the actual claim where the hot springs were, you know, right across the way from the hot springs.
Okay.
But it was almost a 2-hour boat ride all the way back to ℍ𝕠𝕠𝕠𝕗.
Did you take advantage of those hot springs or what?
I didn't go in them.
I'm sure the twins did.
Oh yeah, the twins did. Ellie did. Christian did. Eric did. Everybody went but me.
There you go.
That's like me when I was up in the Klondike. It was like, oh, you got to go to the hot springs. You got to go to. I'm too busy mining. I'm sorry.
Well, plus I was self-conscious. I don't wear skivvies, and I didn't want to just be the only motherfucker there butt naked.
Yeah, why not? Come as you are, or don't come at all, Ray. Come on.
Well, it's bad enough having a short wiener and then put it in cold Greenland air.
We were busting Joe Stones. If he got put in a remote situation, he'd end up going native. He'd be tagging a deer, skinning it out, making a loincloth, and walking around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We'll get him there yet.
So before we go, can you do the share screen at all?
Yep. Go ahead and just hit share screen.
Okay, let me see. How do I do this here? Let me see if I can do this.
Down the bottom should say present.
Present. Okay, there we go. Share screen.
And
I want to share you just a couple of them from my YouTube page that I really like.
All right.
Absolutely.
You got to pick the page or pick the tab. You have to have the thing open already on your YouTube.
I think it is. Can you guys see that now?
Nope. You got to click share screen.
Not yet.
I didn't do it yet.
We got Lester Lepore Sr. in the house, Cottonwood Trails Gold Camp watching.
All kinds of cool people in here. I got to meet Lester Lepore a couple times.
Hello there, Lester. It's been a while.
I blocked your screen. Click the screen icon. Address bar to allow access. Or maybe not. Let's see.
So you got to open up the YouTube thing you want to show, and then hit present, and then pick. It'll be page or whatever, and it'll show you. It'll say YouTube. You can click on that.
Otherwise, you can drop the links here in private chat, and Joe or Travis can pop them up on screen.
Yeah, you can do that too.
How about that?
No, oh, there we go.
Takes a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah. Okay.
This is the video I made for my YouTube page. This is how you want to know about Ray Russo. Here I am.
It's color in that beard. It almost looks like Jericho. It does look like Jericho. Oh my!
Yep.
You guys twins?
Nice.
Oh, that's a nice bike.
Look at that view.
After this year, that glacier will no longer be in the lake. My camera all messed up. Here I am recording like a dumb. Hey, got it up.
Well, that's you control also, isn't it?
Yep.
Let me guess. It's going into the snow and
Look at him! Holy shit!
That looked like my old ringmaster.
That was a ringmaster.
I heard I Fox 35 engine on it.
Yep.
Yep. I still got mine.
Tell us about it, man. Tell us about it. What's this car?
Well, it looks like we made $1. We spent $500.
We got $1 back. Hey, we was going to be. We best go out tomorrow, maybe.
hope you're not drinking that acetone that's there on the shelf. Sounds like you were.
Oh, we were drinking, but
On video. All right, we're taping.
hello, everybody. First time out with a big triple. Using this area as a testing ground. We were fortunate enough to get use of it. Got gold in the mats already. I'm happy. It actually works. It ain't going to pick up no 6-pound bowling ball, but by God, it'll pick up fine sand. There it is. Oops, I fucked up. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
It's
You
all
can
good.
bring it back
That's
up.
very cool, though. Wow.
That's neat.
Let's see there.
That was a nice bike.
That was
Actually,
yeah.
yeah, I actually, when my youngest son graduated, I got that bike and I had it in my old house right in the living room. I ran out of gas. I spilled gas right on the tank in my living room and the paint job exploded. So that put me down the road of building tunnels. I built every bit of it. I twisted the front forks. I changed it to 2 front heads.
Wow.
What was it? A shovel head?
No, it's a Sportster.
Oh, Swartz.
What's the?
It's
Wow.
a twin. It's a twin front head Sportster. It took me 3 years to figure out how to cam time that rear jug.
3
An iron
years.
head?
Huh?
An iron head?
Yeah.
What year?
74.
I had a 75.
It's a 74 iron head, and it's actually got a front head on the rear and a front end on the front. The front jug is still 100% cammed from the factory, but the rear cam for the lifter, because it changed it from an exhaust to an intake, it took me 3 years to figure out how to finally cam time it to where that rear carburetor would suck in and work. It does work. It don't work good, but it does work. Actually, there was 2 other things I wanted to show you about that stupid thing. I'll try this one more time here. I wanted to show because it gets a little confusing. Okay, on the Ray Russo channel, in order to see some of the Frozen Gold episodes, not everybody uses it, but it's called the playlists.
Yeah.
Under the playlists, I've got virtually every one of my TV shows, and here's all the episodes of Frozen Gold.
Okay.
There is all episodes and commercials.
Fearless team of
Nice.
runners.
And then let's see, we'll go back. Now the other one,
Oh, there's the team.
the other one is some of my. This is a video that Doc did of all my stuff at Gold Hog, and that's got over 5.5 million views.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
This Going for Gold, I paid. Doc had an ounce. He ran a contest for a Gold Hog commercial. I paid Alaska in Motion. I told him if we win, I'll give him the ounce of gold. And he did this commercial for me. It's actually one of my favorite ones.
Well,
And then,
We'll go ahead and play it.
yeah, let's watch it.
all right.
Yeah.
Hit the full screen button on the right side there.
This is the very first version of my.
That last little tiny bit of American adventure, you know. You get out there, and when you find that little tiny bit of gold, it does make you smile.
I remember seeing this. Well, yeah.
There. Free so many chemicals at a body shop all week long, and I need fresh air on the weekends, you know. And gold is sure pretty when you finally see it in the pan. When you really see it in the pan and you're done at the end of the day, it's pretty. Americans did this thing for years and years. It's kind of nice to get out there and be part of making your own history, following the footsteps of people of old. My brother actually made a kind of a song that he sings when he's down there, the Ghost of Old Miners. You know, I already got a video up there singing about it. Them ghosts of old miners, they dug all them holes. Them ghosts of old miners, did you leave me some gold? They left me some gold. I'm going to get it. Well, I'm going to keep digging to get it. Pretty little yellow gold sitting in the bottom of the gold pan. It might only be just an itty bitty little piece, but it'll be enough to take and give you a heck of a smile on your face. It is a dead otter. Oh, I love Alaska. One of the first things I seen when I came here that I'd never seen before was a raven. That bird just amazed me. They're tricky. They're almost as big as an eagle.
They're so smart.
I think they're a lot smarter than an eagle. The trickier they are, because the more you'll figure out easier ways to get it. Probably another reason I like gold mining is I can constantly tinker and build and get better and hopefully get more gold than all the other miners that are coming out here. Not saying I want to be greedy or nothing. That person wants to get a little bit of bragging rights every now and then. Oh, so now I got 200 foot of garden hose. So I can sit on my lazy butt and push the sand right down to the hydroforce nozzle. Pretty tricky mining, huh? And we're going to get it easy. Them old old miners, they never worked this hard. I sure like this one hose a lot better than I do that shovel. When it came to them old miners, you know, they drilled the hole into the tunnel. So as they're going into the mine, you got good layers of rock and you got bad layers of rock. They'd send all that rock down to the mill, and the mill would cut it all up, get what the gold they could out of it, and then they'd send all this tailings all out here. Thousands and thousands and thousands of cubic yards of old mine tailings out here. Is one of those going to be the magic layer where the gold is sitting on? But you end up with going home with buckets and buckets and buckets of material. In my research, I learned about Gold Hog products. That's why I've gone to this product so I don't have to work that darn hard. We got gold right there. First day of the mining, and we got the yellow in the back. Got the gold again. I'm a happy, happy guy. That's only bucket number one. But I do love the moments right here, you know, when they shut this down and you can see that gold in the mat. Even you smile, even put a smile on your face even. It's like, oh, the guy wasn't bullshitting me. There actually was gold down there in that sand. Money. Money in the jar, money in the jar. And gold prices are going up. Love it. Still think my odds are better out here on the beach than it is in Vegas. Mendenhall Glacier.
Very cool.
Very good.
Nice.
Let's see. And then I'll do one more quick one if you guys will allow me to.
Yeah.
Speaking of gold going up, what do you think of that? 2660.
2650. Here you go. I like this one too. Oh, come on. Spinning Circle of Death.
Mr. Lodak.
I'm getting in trouble for you. Again. I'm blaming on Bob. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that gold move.
Here you go. If it's moving, it's still cupillating. You should leave it alone.
That's just a ceramic. It's not a.
Oh, it's not a cupel. Gotcha.
That gold move.
Watch
Isn't
it
that crazy?
blink. Watch it blink when it do you get the blink on your camera?
No, it
I
don't
wonder if
blink.
that's the different chemical
It
they're
don't
actually in,
blink.
in the gold.
When you see it happen in
And
real life,
the other
it
elements
flashes
are actually
at
coming
you
to the top
as
of
it
what it is.
as it solidifies.
Later,
That
Johnny.
is cool.
Wow, man.
Wow, that's freaking cool and shit.
You're gonna blow on it, Ray. Go ahead, blow on it, dumbass.
Nope, it's almost to the point of grabbing it out of there.
Lucky for us, the guys over at Sealskin were cool enough to send out one of their car covers.
I'm getting in trouble for you. But anyhow,
That's cool.
those
Yeah, it is
like
very
I say, you find all these in my playlist. You
All
find
right.
these in my playlist. And
Yeah, and I
there's
just
some of my more favorite videos are all right there in the playlist. Speaking of frozen gold, here you go.
Get the gold, dude.
Ariel and Ferno Tweedo are incredibly strong and composed for having recently.
Get the gold,
All right.
dude.
I gotta stop. Where do I
Get
stop
the
sharing
gold,
at?
dude.
Get the gold, dude. Did I stop sharing now?
That's it.
Yep.
there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
That was definitely a nice commercial you did, and I like your hats.
I couldn't actually put frozen gold on my YouTube page. Otherwise, they would have copyright striked me.
Gotcha.
Yep.
But I was able to hide it in my playlist, and I got away with it. Now there is one other video that I've got from a German company that came to Juneau and filmed with me, and it's really a fun video to watch. It's almost 40 minutes long, but I cannot for the life of me get that thing on YouTube. They've actually YouTube threatened to actually take and pull my entire page if I tried it one more time.
Wow.
But that was actually one of the more fun ones I've ever got to do. It's funny to hear my own voice and somebody talking over me in German. Aussie gold price is 3,800 an ounce. Jesus Christ.
Is that 3,800 euros?
Aussie.
No, Aussie dollars. AUD.
Aussie dollars.
Aussie dollars?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's what, 26.52 American?
26.60 closed.
26.60 at close.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm thinking next year, if I can swing it, I'm going to retire. And to make up the difference of the wages I lose, I'm going to try to get back into gold mining.
Nice.
And if I do, what my plan is I don't like Juneau's gold in the raw form. There's too many impurities in it. The silver, the lead, the zinc, it only comes out somewhere between 14 and 17 karat.
Mm-hmm.
It depends. The finer the gold is, it seems like if it's a 300 mesh gold, it's more pure, or the 200 mesh gold is more pure. But the 100 mesh gold is definitely not pure. My goal, and I've been teaching myself how to do it, is to refine it down to 24K. I've done it. I've sent off samples after my refining technique 3 different times, and I've always came back at least 2 nines pure. I've never hit 3 nines pure, but I've gotten 2 nines pure. So that's 99% pure. Okay. I want to get, my wife bought me a roller so I can roll it. I want to get a die to cut 1 gram coins. And I want to build my own design and stamp a 1 die coin.
That'd be awesome.
And then try to sell them. But I got to be careful about how I sell them, because if it ain't cash deal, I can't sell them. Because if somebody uses paper or credit card or any kind of bank transfer, then I'm going to get then the tax man's going to show up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you're looking to purify it, I'm the guy to talk to there. I'll help you set up the chemistry.
Well, I've done pretty good about the chemistry. Actually, I really do need to take a quick spinny break, a little pee break.
All right.
Hey, can you guys bullshit for a couple of minutes?
Yeah. So we can talk about this Friday. We got a show coming up this Friday with Prepping with Sarge. I was unprepared for this hurricane situation we're in right now. We were partially prepared. We do have solar. Our solar did peter out 3 days of no rain. Later, Jim. But we're putting stuff together, and we're looking at getting some things that we need. I placed an order for some wind-up flashlights that will also charge the phone. It has a weather radio on it. We ordered a couple big packs of batteries. I did some surveys for YouTube. So all you content creators out there, when YouTube asks you at the top to do a survey, they do pay you. I got $70 today from YouTube just for doing surveys. So that went right into Amazon. I got the Amazon gift cards, and then I ordered the batteries and those flashlights. Can never have enough batteries, flashlights, it seems like. Trav, you're muted.
No, I'm not. What are you talking about?
Oh.
Yeah, so
I didn't know that there were so many different people that showed up in the chat.
And we still got quite a few people in here watching.
Yeah,
You're a popular fellow there,
Say
Ray.
hello to everybody, man.
I
Wow.
haven't been watching the chat on YouTube. I don't even know.
We got Lester Lepore, Cottonwood Trails Gold Camp, Johnny Smallpepper, DB, Renee Vester, Scrapyard Prospecting, Brad Welch, Alpine Gulch. Yeah, there's a lot more people.
Before he hangs out with Benzo a lot.
Yep. I got to hang out with Lester this past spring.
The Cottonwood Gold Camp guy, he actually had the Gold Hog flag years and years ago. Let's see, who else is in here? I just pulled it up. Yeah.
Yeah, Cottonwood says he needs to hang out with Ray for about a month.
Trav, you want to drop links for Alpine Gulch for me, Joe, Jim, in your chat? Because our chat doesn't go to it.
Your chat doesn't go. Do you want me to drop links for who?
Me, Joe, Jim.
Sure.
But I guess he could read our names now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get some really nice gold up there. Have you ever considered doing it in pay dirts? Get some Ray Rusak pay dirt for like people that are not able to experience what it's like to come there. Say, you got some homebound people. They're not able to get there to do it on their own, and you can make a bag where they can have the experience.
I never really got into it. There was well, for one, I more liked sponsoring the guys, the pay dirt that I would buy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
For the longest time, my wife would buy it for me. IPAN for Gold's pay dirt.
Yep.
And then there for a while when Doc was having the Gold and Gems bags. And then I bought some also from what's that pretty little gal's name down there in the North Carolina? It's got Dahlonega, Georgia, the Cresson.
Cresson.
Yep. I was more of a person that actually just bought from other people. I didn't really want to deal with. It's kind of like my YouTube page. I never monetized it. I just didn't want to play the whole money game. I'm just not very good at computers too. I'm just not very good at computers.
I understand everything you're saying there.
Yeah.
I understand it all.
I feel it.
I'm pretty much not even making content anymore because I no longer can now use the Windows 7 Movie Maker.
Everything's pretty much done from your phone now when it comes to YouTube.
Yeah,
the easiest way to do it is on your phone.
But it don't have the quality that my old Fuji camera. I mean, where the hell did it go?
YouTube did create. It's called YouTube Create. It's YouTube's editing software that you can use. It's very self-explanatory. Has a step through, and you can access that on your computer. So if you go out and you get some good film, bring it in, and you can import that into YouTube Create.
Okay, I haven't tried that one yet. I haven't tried. They still have that, huh? YouTube Create.
Yep, they improved it. I just did a 2-week test. They added it, so everybody out there knows. It is now available on iOS devices. I did a test for it. It worked out pretty well.
That'd be interesting to try. I mean, because I used to enjoy doing the content. I mean, basically, I started my whole YouTube page when my son was in the Iraq War. When he went into the initial assault into Baghdad, he wanted something to look at. He could pull up YouTube. And so I started doing YouTube videos so he could see pictures of home. That's kind of how I got started with the whole YouTube thing. So
I don't see the resemblance. They were saying you and I look like we're related.
Oh, we both got squinty eyes.
It was when you were on that the go-kart or whatever it was, when you were doing the side by side. You look the younger you still had a little more red in your beard, and
Yeah.
that
As soon as I turned 50 years old, my hair went from 50 years old to 51 years old white. I mean, literally damn near
so
that.
did you scale with the white? Like I got a little bit right here. Anything after this is white.
No, it's all, no, I still got brown streaks, kind of, sort of.
That's
And then,
nicotine.
well, the mustache is nicotine, but the beard's not, you know. I haven't shaved now since I built that motorcycle. I quit shaving the day and that's also the last, as soon as I got out of Greens Creek Mine. Because when I was in Greens Creek Mine, you can't have a big beard underground.
Yep.
You know, it's so dirty, so filthy all day long. You get out of that mine, you're just filthy. And having a big beard, plus with mine safety, I don't think they'll allow you a big beard because if something goes wrong, you have to use that life.
You're not.
Yeah.
It doesn't seal.
It won't seal. But I told myself when I started building puddles that I knew I was going back to the body shop. I already knew I already had the job back to the body shop again. Yeah. And the body shop that I rehired in 20 years ago told me I didn't have to paint no more. All I have to do is body work, which I'm better at body work than paint work anyways. So I started building that bike, and I told myself, if I don't win first place, I'll cut the beard off. And I won first place. I've never shaved since. It's been over 20 years since I shaved.
Oh wow.
But I cut the beard. I mean, I got to cut the beard every 3 or 4 months or so. Because it gets so long, it gets stuck in my armpit when I'm sleeping.
Pull your beard, sleep on it.
I end up yanking my beard when I'm sleeping on it. It's like, no. Cut that shit off. Whack.
So what are you doing around end of May next year?
Oh God, I have no idea. Next year is going to be a real pivotal year. Like I say, I turned 62 in late February. And I've got to figure out what my boss lady's going to want me to do and what I can afford to do. If I do take a gold trip, there's actually probably one of the biggest gold trips I want to do if I can swing it. One of two, mainly one. I want to go see Ed, Flash in Your Pan. When
he's just north of us.
When he has the Flash Bash, I wanted to go to the Flash Bash. I've always I've been hanging out with Ed in the shed since before Jesse.
Yeah.
You know, since before.
I used to love watching Ed when he'd do his little tutorial videos and his educational stuff in the shed with the Ed in the shed. Those were my favorite shows to watch he was doing.
You know, way back when, you know, I'd like to go see Ed. I'd like to go meet Ed. And then I got a good friend from Gold Prospector Space, Bob, and he's all the way up in Maine, and I've never been that far north on the East Coast. And I used to tease Bob like crazy because whatever river he goes to sluicing is just full of garnet. So I told him every time he go out there sluicing, it looked like a girl just had a big old menstrual period right behind his sluice box because it was all in red. Well, I've been teasing Bob for years and years and years that his pussy's bleeding. But
Cottonwood Goals Tramp says you'll be 3 hours from him. Yeah, Ed's just a little bit north of us. We're down in North Carolina. In the end of the reason I asked is the end of May, we have the spring dirt fling. We get people from all over come in and come down to North Carolina. We have three different claims we can go on, 1800s mines, do some dredging, run a big wash plant. It's kind of fun.
I wish that because I went down to North Carolina to go do dredging for the gold prospector space thing. But we went to some creek, and there wasn't shit for gold in that creek.
So we would have put you on the second Broad River, and you'd have got some good gold.
Yeah, we didn't find dick. We didn't find dick. It was pretty sad. It was a great camping spot. I got drunker than a three-toed billy goat. Somebody, I think they were from Carolina. They showed up with a bunch of homemade moonshine, and woo, old Ray went full on native on everybody.
Yeah, we the first year, Big Chuck from the Moonshiners heard that we were going to be there, and he was all excited. He came down, and he was filming me. I thought that was kind of weird at first. It was right when I first started. My channel started going on YouTube a little higher and on other platforms. He brought some of his. So they have a store. They have a store brand, and then he's got the ℍ𝕠𝕠𝕕𝕚, and he signed the jars, Big Chuck, with his crosses, and that was some good stuff, I'll tell you. Josh from Native Arizona Adventures had a broken, infected tooth, and they told him, "Well, just take some in and swish it in where your tooth is," and he said it burnt, drew all that pus out, and he was able to have relief from pain. He didn't even drink the moonshine; it was just swishing it out.
Just swish it out and spit it out. Yeah.
Yeah, but it drew that infection out. They say it's the mountain's medicine.
Yeah, so I actually got a chance to go down there. I enjoyed. I mean, if I was rich and I could actually have me a summer home, I'd probably get me a summer home somewhere, or a winter home rather, somewhere down there in the ℍ𝕠𝕠𝕈𝕒𝕝, Georgia area.
That is a beautiful area.
I really, really enjoyed the ℍ𝕠𝕠𝕝, Georgia area. I spent quite a bit of time, well, about 3 or 4 years in Florida, Central Florida, as a young teenager. And I enjoyed Florida. But I really enjoyed the mountains of ℍ𝕠𝕠𝕝, Georgia, even better when I went down there. So long as it's moist. I don't like the desert. You're not going to get Ray in Arizona. No. I have no ambition. I'll go visit California again. My youngest brother lives in California, but it's just too hot and too dry. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah, we went out to Pueblo, Colorado, and it was 85 degrees at 8 in the morning. I didn't need my air conditioner on, which was weird for me. If it's like 65, I'm like, all right, it's time. I'm built for cold. I'm not built for this shit. Turn the air on. Let's start cooling it off. But the heat didn't bother me, but I did notice that not only did I have to drink a lot more, I was getting chapped lips. My nose was drying. My eyes were dry. I agree. I don't like the desert. I think being down here is amazing. We came from Wisconsin down, and we actually are full time on the road adventuring.
Yeah, I would
stationary right now, but that's
the southeast states. I do enjoy the southeast states. I don't know, something about it I like. My dad was born Science Hill, Kentucky, and so I've got hillbilly blood that calls me still. I've got hillbilly blood that calls me, but I'm never going to leave Juneau. I've lived in Muncie, Indiana. For most of my brothers and sisters, all live in Muncie, Indiana. I've lived in Placerville, California, Quincy, California. Up there in the mountain, the gold area of California. Yeah. I've lived in Crystal River, Ocala area, Florida. I've lived in Titusville, Cape Canaveral, Florida, Cocoa Beach, Florida. But Alaska, especially Juneau. I went to high school in Ketchikan, which is just too fucking rainy. But Juneau, Alaska, this is home. I mean, even though I've been mauled by a bear and had all kinds of shit happen to me here in this town, this is still home. This is where I want to die.
You got mauled by a bear? Did I just hear that right?
Yeah. I've been mauled by a bear, yeah.
Oh,
The guy that was with me got mauled a lot worse. He got mauled, but he lived. We both lived through it, but he got mauled bad.
Man,
I'm in a book. I think I got it somewhere. Nope, not that one. Where's it at? Nope, not that one either. I'm in a book.
Cottonwood Gold Trails. Shoot me an email, and we can chat about it. We are getting on to the long end of the night.
Yep.
It's getting to be about 11 o'clock on the East Coast. We got about 20 minutes, and then we're going to shoot this in the ass. But make sure you stick around for the outro.
Ooh.
I'm in that book.
Some bears kill.
Yep, on page. Let's see, where's it at? Let's see. Oh. Shit, where the hell is that? I actually got to read this story one of these days and put it on my YouTube page.
Who's that?
161. Right there. A Tale Too Close by Jim Erickson.
Mm.
And if you read down there, that night was also my introduction to Ray Russo, the third member of our party. I helped pack that dumbass out of the goddamn woods. He was bleeding all over the place.
So far, the bears we encountered down here in North Carolina, I outweigh them by about 100 pounds. It's not like the bears you got up there.
Oh, man.
Holy, look at that moose.
He's deaf in that ear now.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Yeah.
This only came out in hardback edition only.
Huh.
Some bears kill. That's
Wow. That's a
No. Have you thought about writing a book?
no. I ain't that smart. I spread Bondo for a living, man. What are you talking about?
It's like 406 Miner, our buddy that makes the silicone mats. He's the stupid welder. He's just a dumb welder.
Yeah.
He says, I'm just a dumb welder.
I'm just a body, man. I sniff Bondo, man.
Oh, man. The smell of Bondo is so good. I don't know what it is about Bondo, but I love the smell of Bondo. I don't know.
You and me both, brother.
There you go, man. Yeah.
I dropped the link in chat for anybody who wants to come backstage and hang out. I'm going to shoot this one in the ass. Anything anybody wants to say other than Friday, we got a stream. Stay tuned for that. We are not going to do the mystery pumpkin races until the following Friday because we're going to be paying attention about prep and prepared for disasters. Anybody else got anything they want to say?
I just want to thank you, Ray, for coming up here and sharing your stories and about frozen gold and all the other gold stories that you shared with us.
You know, when it comes to TV thing, guys, don't trust TV producers. You know, the 3 months I got paid $11,000. That comes out to $8 an hour.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That comes out to $8 an hour for 3 months.
You definitely need an agent when you deal with TV people. We've talked to people on several from the History Channel, the Weather Channel, and it's all the same story. Hollywood screws you. And
they do. They really, really do. And these reality TV shows, I mean, the camera guys, the producer people, they're making professional wages.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I make as a body man. I make a professional wage as a body man.
Yeah.
But when you're just a talent, what they call I think they call you a talent on a TV show.
Yeah.
That's all you are. You are less than whale shit on the ocean. So buyer beware when it comes to getting on TV.
Yeah.
It's fun, And I really thought that might be a possibility for me, but now that I've done it,
not so much.
Unless you really got your shit together, you know, or unless you just got to show your grandkids something. I'd be very careful about it. That's it. That's the other thing I wanted to throw out there. I mean, Todd Hoffman. I mean, he's still struggling to get it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. He's going to be coming back up in about 80 some days. He's on the tail end of his contract. He wasn't able to reveal everything, but he is going to come and break it down for people. He's going to keep it real and let them know. But
it's a struggle. You know, you're not going to make the big bucks. You're never going to become. And then plus
Parker.
the other thing is, you're not going to become John Wayne. You know, and nowadays TV, you don't see the Earl Flynn, you don't see John Waynes, you don't see the Chris Christophersons anymore, where they get huge names for themselves. You know, it just doesn't happen anymore unless you're truly a professional actor.
Yeah.
Reality TV is a whole different ball of wax. And you got to be careful because you're not going to make the wages that you could make in a real job as a real welder or as a real body man or as a, let's see, you said you were a transit person, right, Joe?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I work for the authority.
Yeah, you're a transit person. I mean, you're not going to make the wages in TV that you can make even in transit.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys got good pensions and everything else. TV ain't going to give you no pension. They're going to give you the thumb up the ass, what they're going to give you.
Yeah, well, that's just it. Yeah.
All right, folks.
All right.
God bless you.
Thanks for watching. Ray, we're going to go backstage here. The outro is going to play, and then we'll be knocked right backstage. Anybody wants to join us, must have your camera on, must have clothes on, yada, yada. You know the spiel. We don't want to see that shit even backstage. But thanks for watching. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, Ray, and nice meeting you. You're a very interesting person, and we're glad to have you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Ray.
Thanks, Ray.